Welcome back to Steve Robb Reviews. Today we're going to have a special video and I'm going to show you my self-cleaning chimney pipe. Let's get to that right now. It's a little bit windy. Excuse all the wind noise. I'll take you off the tripod. I'll show you the wood stove first and then I'll show you the stovepipe. Well, there she be right there. This is a tin wood stove. The first one I bought, my God, had to be $20. This one was $100. They're made in Manitoba, and you could see the line down on the bottom there. Well, that's where it's got sand. So you put sand around the bottom there so it doesn't burn out the bottom. I got a heat shield going around, and this is a nice cooktop. You got your damper, and of course you got your regular stovepipe that goes out through the wall. Now where it gets interesting is in the outside. So let's get to that right now. Well, there it is right there. And you can see how I just made these brackets. And I'll tell you what, this was installed 2005. And take a look at the shape of it. Now the only thing is that this here, yes, this did burn out last year and the bottom rusted out of it. So I'm trying this piece here that is galvanized, and it's meant for what you would see in home ventilation. This is all 6-inch pipe. And I want to show you something down the bottom here. See that hole there? There's a hole right on the bottom. And this here will actually, as the stovepipe fumes go up here and heat all the way up, well, I'll tell you what, it washes itself out because these pipes are just clean all the way down constantly. And we put a bucket, I'll show you the bucket around the corner, right on the ground here, because it all fills up with condensation from the pipe. And when I took this off, I looked up inside, clean as a whistle. So this is the kind of chimney that we use up in the north. I've been going to camps using this kind of chimney setup, and the whole thing under $100. And it doesn't fill up with creosote, none of that stuff. Now I will tell you, when I took the pipe off here, yeah, there were some ashes on the bottom here, so I cleaned that out as well. But I'll show you the bucket that I use. And just imagine, I'm going to show you the bucket, and after a week of using it here, it's about 3/4 full. So let's take a look at the bucket. Okay, there's that blue bucket right there. Now that's got to be a 10-gallon bucket, so you could tell it's a lot, right? And I split some wood with my diesel log splitter. I got that all filled up. If you want, I'll put a link at the end there or down the bottom, and you can take a look at that diesel log splitter if you've never seen it before. And you know what I'll do? I'll take you over to my little shop I have and show you the wood stove in there, and again another one of these self-cleaning chimney pipes. Okay, so here we are right here, and that's one of the little wood stoves that I built. I've built many over the years, and as you can see, it's the same type of style with the damper and the stovepipe. Now this one here I installed about maybe 3.5 years ago, and I just put some concrete panels up here just to keep the heat away from the boards, and it works terrific. So let's go out and let's take a look at the self-cleaning stovepipe chimney that I have for this one. Well, she's windy, but you can see the idea here. Same type of thing, and if you just take a look right there, you can see how I actually fastened it all, you know, to the wall. And you know, that's very simple. And you know what, it works like a charm. If you look at this one here, you can see I put a little nipple on the bottom, and I don't do that anymore because sometimes that little spot here, yeah, could you imagine if the fire goes out and it gets cold, that little spot will freeze up, so it'll build up with water and rot the base out faster instead of just leaving it open. So I don't put the nipple on no more. I haven't had no problem with this one so far, but that's it right there. And that was a $40 chimney. So let me just tell you why I do this. Okay, so why do I build my chimneys like that? Well, I tell you what, I've been going to camps like this, you know, off-grid places way back in the bush since the time I was 15 years old. And this is what I've just observed, what they had. Years back, no, they never had that, you know, the big round stainless steel double insulated pipe and all that kind of stuff. Well, today, if I wanted to install something like that, it'd be mandatory if you had like a place that had insurance on it and you had to get permits and all this kind of stuff. I mean, none of this could ever pass any kind of permits. The stove is meant actually for a tent, and you'd be surprised. You get 10 years out of one of them stoves for $100, and for me, I'm only burning wood up here for about 2.5, 3 months at the most. I'm not burning it 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and that kind of stuff. So yeah, you'll get one of them chimneys last you 20 years. Now you may have to replace the elbow part, you know, after about 15 or even 10, depending on how much you're using it. But to tell you the truth, this is the setup we've been using in Ontario for the last 45 years that I've been coming up to remote places. And the whole idea is you never have to clean that chimney. And I mean, a lot of people, yeah, you got to get like chimney brushes and clean out your chimney and that kind of stuff. I'm going to try and get a picture this fall, later on this fall when we're up here, when it's really cold. And I will show you the condensation coming out of that pipe. It's just drip, 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 solid. And it just washes out the sidewalls of the pipe, so there's no creosote buildup, nothing like that. And I've never heard of a fire, you know, happening in one of these because there is no buildup of any creosote. Now when you take a look at that bucket, hopefully I can show you in the fall, but if you take a look at that bucket, it looks just like motor oil. It's that dark. And that's just washing the liner right out of it continuously. And I mean, it's so easy to install. It's nice and light. I mean, the whole thing together, I would say maybe weighs 12 pounds. You know, stovepipe's not heavy, right? And it's easy to install, easy to put up. Doesn't cost a fortune to replace. And like you say, it's not to any building codes, I'll tell you that right now. You know, I mean, this is the type of thing that when you show on YouTube, I'm showing you what I do, but I can't recommend it because you know what? It doesn't pass any building codes or any of that kind of stuff. And to be honest with you, a lot of people get freaked out, you know, unless they're using, everything's got to be certified and all this kind of stuff. Well, this is my choice, right? And I think it's quite safe. I've been doing this for, wow, well over 40 years. And I've never had a problem. And you know what? When something works, you kind of stick with it. But of course, if you've got a house, you're burning wood 24 hours a day, that's not the setup. You would burn something like this out real fast, and it's not made for this. I mean, the fires that we put on this here are very small in the first place because this cabin gets so hot so fast with that little tiny tin stove. So I hope you like this little bit of an idea that other people could incorporate if you've got like a small little cabin back in the woods, or if you have a tent, this kind of thing with an alternative source of heat. And somebody's going to say, okay, so how long does the wood burn in this? Well, if you put wood on here, you got a nice bed of ashes, 4 hours tops. And you know what? 4 hours for us is plenty because we go to bed, you know, say around midnight. You wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning and it's still hot here. It's about maybe 45, 50 degrees Fahrenheit. So, you know, you're not cold, right? So, well, you guys let me know in the comments below if you've ever seen a place that uses this type of stovepipe, and what do you think about it? You know, because I imagine some people are going to say, no, that's completely unsafe. You're going to burn your place down and all this kind of stuff. Well, no, that hasn't happened, and I don't expect it will. But I will be changing that pipe out in probably 3-4 years anyways. So thanks for joining me here today. If you haven't seen this channel before, you're welcome to subscribe. Check out the links at the end, and I'll put down, if you haven't seen my diesel log splitter or some other videos that I have up here at the camp, and my new solar panel system that I have up, and you guys come back again. let's have some more fun. Cheers.